Yeah, what they did was they built the pipelines needed to receive it. It was a floating terminal that was already,
Right.
construction. But to be clear, when push came to shove, the red tape was cut aside, and they made a mad scramble back to natural gas, coal. And thank God they kept their nuclear power plants on, because during the doldrums of Germany, nuclear was producing more energy than wind and solar combined. If we said in a piece, if Greta had gotten her way, the piece was, I believe it was called Mission Impossible. If Greta had gotten her way and they had shut down all of their coal plants, where would Germany be today if they hadn't reopened them? And so, and on top of all of that, Robert, they spent $500 billion doing it. And
Right.
so that $500 billion could have bought them a lifetime supply of nuclear power plants for a whole generation. And instead, they wasted it really on 1 year's worth of oil, coal, and natural gas. They raised the price of coal for everyone else in the world. They raised the price of LNG for everyone else in the world. Pakistan is in the midst of a historic energy blackout right now because they were unable to acquire the incremental cargoes of LNG as we all predicted. So that they managed to get as much coal back online as they did, and that the winter has been incredibly warm, are not validations of the soundness of German energy policy or evidence of our sort of alarmism in pointing out that this was a catastrophe that could happen. I think, in fact, they're pretty strong evidence that if you screw up your energy policy, you have a huge price to pay, both financially and geopolitically, and ultimately, for the less fortunate few in the world who couldn't compete for the market clearing price of all the BTUs that the Germans and the Western Europeans had to acquire ahead of this winter.